Hello and welcome everyone to today's lesson. Today we'll learn about past simple regular verbs, topic 9 on holiday. These are the topics that we will touch on today. Number 1. What is the meaning of holiday? Number 2. What are past simple tense? Number 3. What are verbs? Number 4. How to use regular verbs in past simple form. And number 5 is Teacher Putri's holiday vlog. Let's get started, shall we? Number 1. What is the meaning of holiday? Holiday is a period of a prolonged relaxation and amusement, especially one spent away from home or while traveling. A holiday is a day specified by tradition or law on which usual activities such as business or employment, including school, are stopped or reduced. In general, holidays are intended to allow people to enjoy or celebrate a cultural or religious event or practice. That is the textbook definition of holiday. However, a simple version is that holiday is a time when you get to be off school or off work and spend some time celebrating something or going somewhere with your friends and family. Number 2. What are past simple tense? In modern English, the simple past simple, or past indefinite, often known as the preterite, is the most basic form of the past tense. It is primarily used to explain previous events, although it also has some other applications. Fun fact: what is a preterite? The preterite, sometimes known as the preterite, is a grammatical tense or verb form used to describe events that occurred or were completed in the past. How to say it? Preterite. Preterite. Now that you know the textbook definition, let's dive into the simple definition. The past simple tense is used to refer to actions that happened before the time. The action could have happened recently or a long time ago. This is a simple chart to show you past simple tense. Positive, to be. Subject plus was or were. They were friends. Negative, subject plus was not or were not. They weren't friends. Question, was or were plus subject. They weren't friends? This is just a simple explanation for the verbs. We will dive into it more deeper after this. Positive, subject plus verb and add ed. She worked yesterday. Negative, subject plus did not plus verb as the base form, the original form. She didn't work yesterday. Question, did plus subject plus verb in base form. Did she work yesterday? Moving on to dive deeper into the verbs. Number 3. What are verbs? The textbook definition is that a verb is a word that represents an action, an incident, or a condition in the English language. The infinitive, with or without the word to, is the basic form in the usual description of English. Verbs are inflected in several languages to convey tense, aspect, mood, and voice. Confusing, wasn't it? Let me give you a more simple definition. A term used to describe an action, state, or occurrence in functioning as the primary portion of a sentence predicate such as hear, become, or happen. To simplify it even more, a verb is basically just to describe an action, something that's happening, like hearing, becoming, happening. That is what a verb is. It's a word for us to use to describe something that is happening or something that happened. Look at this chart. Like I said just now, a verb is a word to describe an action, something that's happening, the word that is doing something. Examples: I play football. They skip quickly. We eat spaghetti. Bob is 7 today. So they are playing football, so play is the verb. Bob is 7 today is to show that what is happening is Bob is turning 7 today. These are examples of regular verbs: learn, ask, laugh. Why are they called regular verbs? That is because no matter how the tense change, the word itself does not change. It is only added. Something is added behind the normal or basic form. For example, accept, ed is added to form the past tense accepted. And ed is added to become ended. We also have irregular verbs. That is when the word completely changes when the tense change. For example, swim becomes swam and then swum. However, for today, we will be only focusing on regular verbs. Topic 4. How to use regular verbs in past simple form. Let's start with the basic, base form, and add ed at the end of the word. As you can see from the example, listen becomes listened. Shall we try a few more? As you can see the word cook. Add ed, maintain the word, and it will turn into past simple, that is cooked. Cooked. C-O-O-K-E-D. Cooked. Next is the word look. Look. Add ed becomes looked. Looked. L-O-O-K-E-D. Looked. Last one. Let's do paint. Paint. Add ed at the end, it becomes painted. Painted. P-A-I-N-T-E-D. Painted. Another way to turn a verb into a past simple tense is when it ends with a vowel and consonant, double the consonant twice, and then add ed. On the example, you can see skip, S-K-I-P, vowel I and consonant P. You add another P and plus ed. Skipped. Skipped. Let's try a few more. Pin. Pin. Vowel I, consonant N. Add another letter N and add ed. Pinned. Pinned. Next, hop. Hop. Vowel O. Vowel O, consonant P. Add another P and add ed. Hopped. Hopped. Another one. Verbs that end with E. E. Add the letter D. D. Example, close. Ends with E. Closed. Closed. Let's do share. Share. Add D becomes shared. 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 Next, love. Love. Add D becomes loved. 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 Lastly, another way is verbs that end with Y. With Y. Remove the Y and add IED. Add IED. For example, cry. Cry ends with the letter Y. Change the Y into IED becomes cried. 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 Let's do dry. Dry ends with a Y. Remove the Y and add IED. Dried. 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 Next, carry. Carry becomes carried. 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 And lastly, let's do marry. Remove the Y becomes married. 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 Congratulations on finishing your lesson. I hope now you know how to turn verbs into the simple past tense. Now let's see what Teacher Putri did on her holiday, shall we? Let's go!
Today you're going to hear a story. A story about what Teacher Putri did during the holidays. Let's travel back through time to watch her adventure while we hear about it in the present.
Time travel initiate.
I woke up very early and I saw the sunrise. It was very beautiful. It was orange and had a little yellow with a hint of pink. I then decided that I would like to go out and get some books and maybe walk around KLCC. So I did just that. I chose my outfit and then I got ready. After getting ready and packing everything that I needed to bring, I left the house, locked the door, and walked to the lift. I then got into a car and went to the MRT station. When I arrived at the MRT station, I walked towards the ticket counter. I needed to buy a ticket to KLCC. The ticket cost me 4 ringgit and 90 cents and 9 ringgit 80 cents for 2 ways. After I purchased my ticket, I walked and scanned my Maisajatru as stated by the law, and I also scanned my temperature. I walked through the gate and walked towards my platform. To get to the platform, I had to walk towards an escalator that was pointing to the Kajang line. I walked up the escalator and then waited patiently for the train. Once I arrived at the platform, I waited patiently behind the red line to maintain my safety. The train did not took that long, and I think it was only 3 minutes. Once the train arrived, I walked into the train and sat down, following the SOP guidelines. I haven't been on a train for quite a while. So once I sat down, I put on my earphones and listened to music. The train was very quiet as there was not a lot of people, since it was a Wednesday. To get to KLCC, first I had to ride the MRT towards Pasar Seni. Once I have arrived at Pasar Seni station, I must ride another train called the LRT. Once I heard the announcement that I was arriving towards Pasar Seni station, I stand up and head towards the exit. I then walked towards Pasar Seni station to transit to LRT. Once again, I had to wait at another platform, this time for a different train. I had to walk towards the Gombak line so I can get to KLCC. The station was very quiet also, and again, there was not much people, which was very nice, considering I do not like crowded places. The train only took 4 minutes to arrive. I was glad because I also did not like waiting too long. It took about 3 or 4 stations to get to KLCC from where I was. Once I arrived, I had to walk a flight of stairs towards the exit. I then had to walk a long pathway towards KLCC. I walked and walked and walked, which felt like forever, when finally I made it inside KLCC. Out of breath, I decided to get tea from my favorite shop, Koi. I wanted to get the peach tea macchiato, and I think it was very worth it because it was so delicious and it made me feel more refreshed after walking so much. After purchasing my drink, since we could not dine in inside the store, I decided to go and sit by the fountains. Actually, it was still quite calming even though there were quite a few visitors. The fountain was very nice, and I think it would have looked even nicer if it was at night. Looking at the beautiful fountain, I happily enjoyed my drink. I was happily enjoying my drink, I suddenly got hungry. I then decided to go see what I can eat at the food court. While I was at the food court, there were so many restaurants that I did not know what to choose from. I ended up choosing nothing and just finishing my drink.
少し息が震える今まで話したこと全て覚えてはいないけれどありがとうの言葉とごめんねとうまく伝えられなかったからこんな結末を迎えたのならごめんね遅すぎたね
After finishing my drink, I then walked towards my favorite bookstore, Kinokuniya, and then, as always, scanned my Sujatru, walked in, and went to my favorite aisle. I hurriedly searched for my book, and I also got lost inside the wonderful world of books.
いつもと同じペースで歩く街に二人の影映す並んでみた景色はほらいつまでも変わらないままであの頃は子供だったねと割り切るには傷つきすぎたよね思い出の中に溺れる前にこの場所でさよなら君に届けたこの愛を言葉に乗せる毎日を美しく思えないといつかは消えてしまうのこれで終わりだなんて不思議な気持ちになるけど元気でねいつもと違うテンポで笑う君は今何を考えてるのわざとらしく絞れた空気少し息が震える今まで話したこと全て覚えてはいないけれどありがとうの言葉とごめんねとうまく伝えられなかったからこんな結末を迎えたのならごめんね遅すぎたね君に届けたこの愛を言葉に乗せる毎日を息苦しく思えちゃうほどいつから変わってしまったのこれで終わりだなんてまだ信じられないけれど元気でねが出てこないなここからはもう一人で出会わなければなんてそんなのもっていないよだから笑って笑ってよね君に届けたこの愛を言葉に乗せる毎日を美しく思えないといつかは消えてしまうのこれで終わりだなんて不思議な気持ちになるけど元気でね君にもらったこの愛もこの手で触れた毎日もあんまりにも美しいから涙が溢れてしまうよこれで終わりだねって最後の言葉になるけどありがとうね
Once I found the book that I wanted, I decided to stay at the bookstore a little longer. My sister and I picked up a random book and started reading. We read for a while and then I paid for my books. We then head out and walked towards the train station ready to head home.